David Stewart and Annie Lennox. David, I would like to ask you, the name of your band, Eurythmics, sound like Greek to me. Is it Greek? Or?
Actually, it was invented by a Frenchman called Émile Jacques Dalcroze, and it's to do with movement. It's quite complicated to explain what it is, but roughly it's to do with movement and music. Yeah. And Annie used to be taught it when she was at school.
I think this probably is a Greek origin to the name, actually. It's it was a term given to a way of teaching music, a new way through movement, and I was taught it at school, and I really thought it's a nice name.
Is all this serious? I mean,
yeah, serious.
Because I thought it was a sort of combination of Europe and rhythmics.
Yeah, it has
well, it is that as well.
Yeah,
you know,
it's nice.
That's nice. Yeah. I think your music conveys a lot of joy, Annie. How do you feel about it? Is that on purpose?
Well, it contains all emotions, really. Yeah. And joy is a very important one, especially in music. You know, yeah. Because you want to motivate people. So we don't want to make them feel negative. But on the other hand, there's a great deal of despair in the songs as well. It's a kind of double thing going on.
There's a soul thing. Does soul contain those two elements?
Yeah, I think soul is like a celebration of life, where even through all the struggles and things you go through, there's a passion involved. That's what happened. Like, especially black artists from America came from a very poor background and sang with this kind of joyous thing. It was to overcome all the struggles. And this is a similar feeling in England, you know.
Could that be a message, actually, that you are conveying to the audience, that you can overcome your troubles?
We don't have like a specific message.
I think
the most important thing, but the most important thing is to really communicate with people. You know, just to make them feel this is something real. You know, that's something they can identify with.
Yeah. You two have said that you are very different from each other. Are you?
Yeah.
As persons. For instance, Annie, you have said that you can work for hours on one simple line, and David said that that's not the same for you. Is that right?
That's right. I tend to write about 7 songs at once, using both feet and both hands. Yeah. And I'm very messy, and I have everything all over. Whereas Annie is a lot more precise and works on one thing and is very. Yeah. Well, we've got lots of differences. I've got lots of.
And you said that you write more, perhaps personal things than does Dave.
It's difficult to say, really. You know, I think, but when we're in the studio together, it just seems to be a very nice creative understanding between each other. And he is very positive. You know, he's always ploughing through things. I tend to be a little bit more on the gloomy side, and I suppose that comes darker elements maybe come from me, perhaps. You know.
But for instance, the choreography of your show. Who's made that?
Oh, that's Annie's personal assistant is a girl called Sandra, who's with us tonight. And she's a choreographer. Yeah. And Annie has ideas of her own, but Sandra concentrates on the girls and encourages Annie. Right. But people will see a bit of that later on in the show. Yeah.
Do you improvise a bit there, or is it every step planned? Or?
Well, you have a basic structure, right? Yeah. And then every night is different. Yeah. Depends on the crowd, depends on the hall, you know. Maybe you have some sound problems. Okay. Maybe it's a really good sound, you really enjoy it, you know.
Yeah. You have said sometime that one shouldn't be too respectful about the technical aspect of music, and therefore you bought an old house, right, together?
Well, actually, it's part of a church. We've got a studio in part of a church. Yeah. We lease it, we haven't really bought it. It's just a premise, it's just a place, you know, to put our equipment in.
But you wanted to come away from perfection in a way, is that right?
We wanted to get away from the industry, you know, where it's like a factory line, where the next group goes in the studio and then the next group goes after, and it's just like a sausage factory. We have it in our church. Anyway, in our church, you know, we can do all sorts of things, run around naked if we want to, or paint our bodies and bounce off the walls.
Yeah. I've never done that.
No,
I often do.
So far. No. But you have toured around the whole world almost now. Australia, and you're going to Japan later, and Oslo, Norway.
Tomorrow.
That's right, yeah.
No, the next day, sorry.
Yeah, and then you said that after this traveling business, you will sort of stop and think.
Yeah, we have to. We had so many offers to do things, and we kept saying, "Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, we'll make that film, and we'll do." And in the end, we thought, "Hang on, we haven't got time to sort of eat our breakfast." So we sort of stopped all that, and we're going to eat our breakfast for a couple of months.
Okay. I wish you good rest and good luck.
All right.
Thanks very much.
Well.
Thank you. Okay.